Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, FAA action effectively spells the end of Santa Monica Airport. Robinson has delivered 12,000 helicopters and is still counting. The EAA Dynon STC continues to grow in applicability. Hello, I'm Laura Hudson. It's January 30th and this is Airborne Unlimited. We have been keeping you updated on the issue between the city of Santa Monica and its historical airport that the city has been trying to close. Now an announcement has been made by the FAA that caught the aviation community without warning. In the statement, the FAA said they and the city of Santa Monica, California have reached a settlement agreement to resolve long-standing litigation over the future of Santa Monica Airport. In short, the FAA's agreement will spell the death of Santa Monica Airport. While the agreement requires the city to maintain the airport in operation until year 2028, other provisions of the agreement effectively put the airport out of business. The agreement allows Santa Monica to shorten the airport's single runway to 3,500 feet from its current length of 4,973 feet. The city is obligated to enter into leases with private aeronautical service providers to ensure continuity of those services until the runway is shortened and it decides to provide such services on its own. In a press release, FAA Administrator Michael Huerta made this bizarre statement. Quote, "This is a fair resolution for all concerned because it strikes an appropriate balance between the public's interests in making local decisions about land use practices and its interest in safe and efficient aviation services." ANN is researching the matter aggressively and has heard from numerous members of the aviation community, the pro-Santa Monica Airport organizations, and others that had a reason to believe that the future of Santa Monica was critical to the welfare of the aviation community. All we know for sure at this time is that something happened in the last few weeks to get the FAA to betray the aviation community. We don't yet know what that is, but we will keep you posted. We have learned that about a month ago, an R66 Robinson helicopter rolled off the Robinson production line and became the 12,000th helicopter produced by the Robinson Company. Robinson President Kurt Robinson said it was a nice way to end the year. This helicopter was delivered to the Hover Dynamics, one of the three-time Robinson dealers in South Africa. The helicopter was purchased by a new charter and tour operator, Fly Karoo Air Services, who is operating in the area of Graaff-Reinet. Robinson's first two-place R22 was produced and delivered in 1979, with the first four-place R44 hitting the market in 1993. Their first turbine-powered five-place R66 showed up in 2010. Robinson also offers a multitude of variants, including the recently introduced R44 Cadet, a two-place helicopter specially configured for training. Founded in 1973, the Robinson Helicopter Company says they are the world's leading manufacturer of civil helicopters. After the break, more aircrafts are approved for the Dynon EAA STC.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero-TV, our website or podcast, just email to news-spy@aero-news.net. More than 24 aircraft models are now eligible to use the affordable Dynon flight displays allowed through a Supplemental Type Certificate process created by the Experimental Aircraft Association in partnership with Dynon and the FAA. This adds to the more than 24 aircraft already eligible through the EAA Accessible Safety STC program introduced last April. The expansion of the approved model list for the Dynon EFIS D10A and Dynon EFIS D100 models now include a number of Beechcraft, Grumman, Maule, and Mooney aircraft. The Cessna and Piper aircraft models allowed to use the STC have also increased. Sean Elliott, EAA Vice President of Advocacy and Safety, said, quote, "We would like to thank the FAA Chicago Aircraft Certification Office for working with us on our request to add more types to the approved model list. We have already begun developing the list for the next round of expansion." And here's something you may not have known. EAA is not new to the STC business. EAA's first STC made available to general aviation was for the use of automotive gas in GA aircraft, and that took place in 1964. And it's still in use today. Each week we share with you an online video that one of our viewers found especially entertaining. We call it our Aero Video of the Week.
Final liftoff has planned.
In this video, our U.S. Air Force is seen at its best in an awesome look at the B-1B bomber being refueled in midair. And the afterburner breakaway by the bomber is a spectacular way to leave the in-flight gas station. Search Lancer Air Refueling on YouTube. After these messages, the 3rd Annual Drone World Expo to be held October 3rd through 4th.
Since the early days of powered flight, pilots have struggled with landing in crosswinds. In fact, crosswinds and wind gusts cause more landing accidents than fog, thunderstorms, and icing combined. That's where the Redbird X-Wind SE comes in. By placing pilots in gusty crosswind conditions for extended periods of time, the X-Wind SE gives instructors all the time they need to teach the pilot the proper techniques for landing in crosswind conditions. For more information on Redbird X-Wind SE and Redbird's entire line of flight training devices, visit www.redbirdflightsimulation.com.
Based on the popular Sling 2 LSA, the Sling 4 was designed to be the most practical and desirable lightweight four-place experimental aircraft on the market. Find out more about this 115 horsepower turbocharged airplane at airplanefactory.com.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. The Drone World Expo team is preparing for its 3rd annual event, which will return to the San Jose Convention Center October 3rd and 4th this year. The exhibit hall will feature more than 100 companies showcasing and demonstrating the newest products and solutions. Superior Air Parts has announced the availability of a new online part eligibility search tool on their website. They say the new search tool makes it really easy to find the exact part or PMA substitute the technician or owner is looking for. The Quest Aircraft Company named Robert H. Wells as its new Chief Executive Officer. Wells has more than 40 years of aviation experience and officially assumed his new role with Quest on January 15th. A potential 2-gate passenger terminal at Paine near Seattle, Washington, cleared a significant hurdle last week. The city of Mukilteo and a citizens group asked the court to review the agreement, and a 3-judge panel ruled the project may continue. A federal judge has ordered FlexJet and Flight Options to bargain in good faith with more than 600 Teamster pilots. The union says the judge's order is a victory for the pilots who have been fighting for their rights to negotiate a contract with the carrier. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. The Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors has asked the County Inspector General to look into the use of unmanned aircraft by law enforcement in the county. In her motion to launch the inquiry, Board Supervisor Hilda Solis said while the aircraft can be an asset to law enforcement in protecting the public and officers, past experience has led to valid concern that drones can be used for more controversial purposes. She addresses the issue of drones carrying weapons and drone surveillance without a warrant or without a notice to the public. It's also reported that a group of protesters called on the county government to place a prohibition on the use of aircraft by the LA County Sheriff's Department. The controversy reported stems back to 2012 when the Sheriff's Office flew a surveillance drone over the city of Compton without notifying the public or the mayor. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily, Monday through Friday, with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe, and do check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. See you tomorrow.